to the naked eye, but it don't happen that way.
Oh, welcome back, babies. Welcome. Beautiful Saturday. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday. What are we doing, loves? What are we doing? Well, we have another hard-hitting interview. Bianca Perez, supposedly Perez. I don't know. I'm just going with what it tells me here. But how is everybody? I'm going to keep you a secret for a little bit longer. That's all right. We're keeping you a secret. That's all right. How is everybody? Good afternoon. Are you sick of Cy-Ray yet? I am. However, oh my God. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dame Celestine the Star. We got CB Merlin from Philly is here. Satire is here, of course. The White Rabbit is here. I got to chase her again and chase her. Chase around the block, the fence. I want to show you something real quick. I'm going to start with this. And after this video, guys, I'm not going to... I hope Cy-Ray falls off the face of the earth. We're not going to... I don't want to talk about him anymore. I don't want to feature him in anything. I don't want to. I hope he falls off the face of the planet for what he's doing. I'm going to try not to yell so much in this one. I unlisted the last one last night because I felt I was yelling too much and things. And yeah. So I want to show you this though. Now, this is Cy-Ray from 1 year ago, okay? This is Cy-Ray from 1 year ago. And listen to what he says from 1 year ago, okay? This is Cy-Ray. This is from 1 year ago. This is official Swamp Rose channel. I don't know. But listen to what, this is very quick, but listen to what he says. And then I want to show you something else. Here he is.
If you see an expert on YouTube
uh-huh.
who is claiming to have reviewed evidence on a case where a gag order has been issued,
uh-huh.
and then is now giving you his opinion
uh-huh.
of that evidence before the trial,
uh-huh.
one of two things is happening.
One of two things.
He just committed a crime
right.
that he can be indicted for.
Uh-huh.
Or B, the more probable one, he is totally full of it. There's no other option here.
Uh-huh.
If you reviewed evidence and you have an opinion, that evidence is sealed by a gag order, and now you're making your opinion public on YouTube,
uh-huh.
you committed a crime.
Oh, really?
Or you're just a liar.
Or you're just a liar.
Second. If you see an expert
uh-huh.
on YouTube
like you
who is claiming
to have
reviewed evidence
on
a case where a gag order
was issued, right,
and is now giving you his opinion,
giving his expert opinion of the evidence
before
a trial,
one of two things is happening. A,
he committed a crime
that
or he's a liar.
For. Or B, the more probable one, he is totally full of it.
Uh-huh. Keep that in mind.
If you reviewed evidence and you're...
Keep that in mind. I know what you're going to say, Master Nature. I know what you're going to say. So here is Cy-Ray, and we're not going to go through this all.
When someone is drowning in debt can be the worst thing that you can do.
Fucking ads up my ass.
This is number one. 97.
The end result.
So this is, of course, Cy-Ray. 2 days ago on Brian Enton. I'm not going to review it. Jules covered it very well last night. Other people covered it. I don't give a shit about this interview. I've seen bits and pieces of it where he's kissing the Gonzalez's asses. I can't handle it. I can't fucking handle it. So after this particular point in time, day, I hope he falls off the face of the fucking planet. Okay? I really do. He's a coward. He's a schmuck. He's a sellout. He's a disinformation specialist now. Apparently, he is now working. I don't know. Might as well make him work for the prosecution at this fucking point in the juncture. He's a plant. Whatever you want to call him, I agree. I totally agree. A great comment that I pinned today was, I forget, that I agree. And it was, yeah. I mean, we all know, right? We know this. So yeah, I was there too, CB. I was with you. I couldn't handle it anymore. I really couldn't. I could not handle it anymore. I couldn't watch it anymore. I got so disgusted with these fucking people. They're all disgusting to me. All these characters in this play, they're all disgusting to me. Really, they are. They are. They're just disgusting to me. And most, I think a lot of you, right? I don't think any of these people want a trial. I think they say they want a trial. You know, they go on these talk shows and they talk a good game. None of these characters want a trial. They do not. They don't want to. No. Especially Cy Ray now at this point, if I were him. Because he's doing the exact same thing that he just said that he shouldn't be doing a year ago. The reason why he's doing it, well, anyway. So this, of course, this is Cy Ray from 2 days ago or a day ago, whenever, talking about evidence, right?
Hate to put it in these terms, but it summarizes exactly what you said.
Uh-huh.
The end result justifies the means, right? It doesn't matter how we get to him through IGG, because we have all of these bailout plans that we feel we can protect ourselves. Anytime law enforcement takes the idea or the process or the methodology that the end result can justify the means, we're in trouble. Because what happened with that is they created the situation, they realized how impactful it was now, and now the next 4 months of investigation is nothing more than trying to hide what they did at the beginning. And that's why we see the phone records were never analyzed, because they didn't need the phone records. The phone records for AT&T were nothing more than a smokescreen so that they could say, oh, look, we got this tip, we followed up on the phone, we found this, and oh, that led us over here. The phone records were never gathered as a true investigative tool because they already have the narrative written. And whatever aligned with that narrative because of IGG, they brought in, and anything that contradicted that narrative, they eliminated. A really good point on this is they committed in the first search warrant to Brian driving east on 270. Everything, and it repeats itself, on 50 different search warrants.
Who wrote that?
Traveled east on 270.
Who wrote it?
Koberger was never on Highway 270.
Never. Oh.
He took a route north of the.
What? Why are we just hearing about? First, why are we just hearing about this now? By the way, notice how we don't mention who did anything. Well, maybe he does later. I don't really care. But we all know who wrote that affidavit. His name's Brett Payne. Remember, Bulbous Creation. Funny how they don't mention names. So, Cy Ray, Brett, you can say Brett Payne. Okay, you can mention their names. It's okay. We all know who it is. We all know the Bulbous Creations here. So anyway, oh no, he was never even on 270, according to him. Right?
The airport. He actually crossed 95 north of Moscow.
North of Moscow?
Down south on the east side of Moscow. And that's why he ends up on Indian Hills, is he actually came from the east. And he did that because he's smart enough to know about the cameras. What drove me crazy in this case is when you see him go back. And by the way, the reason he went south is he panicked. Dylan saw him. He saw Dylan. Reasonable minds would say 911 is being called. And you can see in the video when he leaves, he's leaving in a hurry. If he drives back that same route, he's driving towards where Moscow PD is responding from. He's going to go right back towards the police department. So he has to go down south.
Oh, he has to go south.
When you look at 6 months worth of his
Welcome,
records,
Dame
he
Mathis.
doesn't have activity down south. He doesn't know 95 south of Moscow.
Oh, he doesn't.
So he gets about 12, 13 miles outside of Moscow.
Guys, did I just enter into another story that I was not aware of? Oh my God. Yeah, you're right, CB. He probably will. It wouldn't shock me in the least. You're right. Welcome, Mantra. Good to see you too. So now I just enter into another story. Oh my God. I can't, these people are, I don't understand anymore. I think, why, first of all, if this is true, anyway, whatever. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, wait, guys, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be this facetious, but, well, of course I do. But, so he saw Dylan and he panicked. Okay. Hey, guess who else he saw in the house? Ray. Everybody thinks they're a genius. Hey, guess who else he saw in the house? Xana Kernodle. He didn't panic when he saw her, did he? Nope. Again, after this video that we're doing, after this live, Ray should be dead to everybody. The entire world. He should be dead to the entire world. And that is my opinion on this schmuck. Everybody thinks they have a fucking good theory until you smack him in the face with facts. This guy, again, he turned into exactly what people were afraid of. A shill for the prosecution. I totally agree. Nobody should fucking ever touch this guy ever again with a 10-foot fucking pole. Should I go back and look at what he said a year ago about going on YouTube and making claims about evidence? That's exactly what he's fucking doing in these videos. According to Ray, okay, I do think the guy has some sort of mental health issue. I really do. And I'm not trying to be an asshole to say that, because I know people have mental health issues, you know. And I'm not trying to be a jerk off in saying that. But I really believe he has some sort of mental health issue. I really do. Where he says things, he forgets, he contradicts himself within 20 minutes. A year ago, this is a year ago, he's saying, you don't believe anybody, an expert, claiming evidence, especially when there's a gag order in place, okay? And that's exactly what he turned into do. So, yeah. Anyway, my hope is he never works a case. I don't care. He never works a case ever again in his fucking life. And I hope people realize they're smart enough to stay away from this guy. Absolutely. He also says, he makes a lot of claims, guys. He says that only 8% of the phone work product, only 8% was analyzed. Only 8%, right? But he happens to know from the other 92% of the work product that wasn't analyzed and developed in terms of evidence, he seems to know the evidence contained within that 92% that wasn't ever developed by the FBI or Moscow or ISP. He makes a lot of claims based on 8% of something. But it seems like he knows the other 92% of quote-unquote evidence that was never developed by the prosecution, see. Like, for instance, Brian Kohlberger was at the house maybe multiple times, on the property, inside the house, running into them in Pullman, Washington. He makes a lot of claims, guys. Okay, based on work product and things like that. See, think about that. So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, he must have somehow looked at the other 92% of the work product that he's talking about and did some fucking analysis on it. Or else he's just making shit off the top of his head. Right? What the fuck? Anyway. Oh, God. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, there should be a trial. Cy Ray is not going to be a part of it. Yes, that's whatever reports are there. So, but Cy Ray, again, he tried to ensure himself to not be partaking in any trial. That's another reason why he's going on all these shows. Okay, we know that. Is to get himself out of a trial. Again, he even says, I don't think the defense is a good idea for me to, it's not a good idea for any defense team going forward to look at me as some sort of expert anymore. He essentially said that. So, he's a coward. He's a mouse. Okay? Any other disparaging term, I agree with you. So he feels he can say all this stuff, and if there, I so wish another trial is. I so wish a trial is ordered here. I so wish the plea is vacated. I so wish a trial, it does proceed. Maybe that will shut this fucking guy up. It should. It should shut him right the fuck up. Because, why? Why would it shut him the fuck up? Because of this. He just told you. He just told you what he is. He told you exactly what he was. Here.
Expert on YouTube who is claiming to have reviewed evidence on a case where a gag order has been issued,
like you,
and then is now giving you his opinion
of
that evidence,
right?
Before the
which is exactly what he's doing right now, right?
Trial. One of two things has happened.
Before a trial. See, that's the key part here. Because there was no trial yet, right? He gets himself out of this a little bit. Before the trial. One of two things is happening.
He just committed a crime.
He committed a crime.
Indicted for. Or B, the more probable one, he is totally full of it.
Oh.
There's no other option here.
No other option.
You reviewed evidence and you have an opinion.
Exactly what he did. Right?
That evidence is sealed by a gag order, and now you're making your opinion public on YouTube. You committed a crime.
Oh.
Or you're just a liar.
Oh, you're just
Interesting.
a liar.
Second.
Remember, according to Cy Ray here, there is no other option. Don't you love these people? Aren't they all disgusting? That's exactly what he's doing. Here he is, giving his opinion about evidence. An expert opinion about evidence. Oh my God. I'm sure I can find other things he said from a year or two ago that totally contradict himself now. I'm sure I can find more. That was just the first thing I came across. Anyway, hope you like that start. So, anyway, the point is, this is the end of Cy Ray. I don't want to give him any more attention. And I don't really want to give any of the Ganclavas any more attention either, because they're just as disgusting to me. But here we are. And unfortunately, the Ganclavas clan, they're going to continue long after Cy Ray disappears, okay? They're going to just continue to give interviews. It's not going to matter. They're going to still mug for the cameras. They're still going to go on all these fucking YouTube. That is not going to stop with these people. That will not stop. They will continue to do what they're doing, pretending they don't know shit, or pretending they're curious about stuff, or being fake enraged about things, or you know what I mean. Whatever their angle is going forward, they're going to continue to do it. That's a given. That's a given here. They haven't stopped from 2 weeks after the murder all the way through. They haven't shut the fuck up. They just have not shut the fuck up. We know this to be true. I don't think they can shut up. I think they like this process of getting attention. The other families, they do have more restraint, as we know. The Chapins, at least Stacy, she did calm it down some. We know that. The other families have never engaged in this, as we know. The Kernodle family, the Mogan family, they're not out there running around on every fucking YouTube channel and whatever they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Anyway. They will never, I don't think these people will ever stop. They won't. And what they're doing inadvertently by doing this, by the way, because they're not thinking about it, they're really kind of making the other families look kind of stupid, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because again, at this particular point in time, none of the other families are running around on YouTube and giving interviews to Brian Enton, or going on News Nation and giving interviews to Jesse Weber, or whoever. Or Ashley Banfield, or who the fuck ever, Nancy Grace. So, they just can't shut the fuck up. That's always been Steve's problem. He can't shut up. I don't think maybe he did at some point, but the cops used him. The cops used him pretty good. They fed him information so he'd shut up. I don't know. They could have fed him all kinds of information. And they knew that he was going to go on a talk show and repeat it. And so they knew he was they were playing with this clown 3 years ago. They were playing with this clown. 4 years ago, they were playing with this clown. And you're right. He is not the spokesperson. Anyway, welcome, Terry Lynn. All right. So anyway, I'm listening to a fairy tale story now. I'm listening to a fairy tale. Again, I'm listening to a fairy tale. Might as well throw some dragons and dungeons in there while I'm at it. Everybody has a fairy tale in this. Okay. Might as well throw some dragons on the road. And when he was on 95 on the east side of Moscow, he encountered a big green dragon that stood in the highway. And he got out of his car, guys, and he confronted the big green dragon. He said, "Green dragon, get out of my way. I'm going to run you over." How do you like that? I might as well just say that kind of stuff. Cy Ray, why don't we talk about the Wizard of Oz? You now have inadvertently become a character in the Wizard of Oz. Yes, I said last night you're the Cowardly Lion. You're the Cowardly Lion. Why not? Hey, if we're making up stories I could say whatever I want. I'm not bound by any gag order. I'm not giving my expert opinion like Cy-Ray is. Right, choose your own adventure. All right, quick break. Well, maybe we'll watch a little bit more. We'll put him to bed for good. Again, the hope is nobody ever works with this guy again in prosecution. Never touch this guy ever again. Whatever books he's trying to promote or whatever he's trying to do in the future, I hope it fails horribly. It doesn't matter if he gives training courses. It doesn't matter if he gives lectures to people or offers training courses to anybody for free. It doesn't fucking matter. He's a sellout. He's a mouse. He is an unethical, repugnant character now. He sold out his client. He turned into the very thing that he said a year ago. He turned into that very thing. I think now we understand his nature now, or what he is. So that's good. We got a good idea of what his nature is now. So that's good. Eventually these people show you their nature. Eventually. And Cy-Ray just happens to be the latest of these characters, showing you his true colors. Now, he did a good job. I gotta admit, he did a very good job of hiding his true colors. For a long time, he did a good job. But the minute that Dr. Turvey and Chris Whitcomb got together and put out their shit, Cy-Ray comes along now and is doing all this now. So, again, we know one of his very first, he's bashing Dr. Turvey. He's bashing him. He's bashing Dr. Turvey's expert opinion. He's bashing him. He does that in one of these interviews. I think that was on Custody Queens, Off the Clock. So he's bashing another expert here, another expert for the defense. That was one of his goals, was to bash Dr. Turvey and make him seem like a liar, right? That was also one of Cy-Ray's goals, was to make Dr. Turvey seem like a quack. That was another of his goals. Cy-Ray. Yeah. Again, insidious little fucker he turned into. A very insidious little fucker. And I'm trying not to yell, guys. But insidious is the key word with this guy. Insidious. He turned very insidious. Absolutely. Turvey did stay consistent. And Turvey, I don't think, bashed any other expert witness. Did he? I don't think so. I don't remember Turvey bashing any other defense expert, excuse me. I don't remember hearing him do that. I don't remember Dr. Turvey going on, and we're going to look at Dr. Turvey again. I don't remember Dr. Turvey going on the show and saying, Cy-Ray is a fucking crack. He's on crack. Cy-Ray is totally wrong in his analysis of the evidence. I didn't hear any of that. Nope. But Cy-Ray felt the need to bash Dr. Turvey, though. He felt the need to do that publicly. Interesting, huh? Very interesting. That was one of his goals. That was one of his deliberate goals. Cy-Ray, in my opinion, had a few deliberate goals by doing this. And one of those deliberate goals was to bash the other expert. And that was on purpose. Absolutely. Of course it was on purpose. That's why he did it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said anything about it. He kept his fucking mouth shut. He should have kept his mouth shut, but he didn't keep his mouth shut on the other defense expert here. And there are multiple defense experts, not just Turvey. Of course, we know this. But he decided to bash Turvey. He didn't bash, well, I'm trying to think of the other one. One of the other major ones. He didn't bash Roland, right? He didn't bash Roland, I think. Roland, right? Yeah, muddying the waters for sure. Absolutely muddying the waters. Absolutely. And you know what else is ironic about this? This is happening. This is happening all around the same time that Brian Koberger is trying to get his plea vacated and a trial. Funny how this is all happening all at the same time, guys. Isn't that weird? Right? All these events are happening all around the same time frame. In fact, within a week of each other, as a matter of fact. Welcome, my nature. Good to see you, my love. And, of course, Terry Lynn, I said, welcome, my love. Anyway, it's just something to keep in mind. My question is, why are all these events happening right around the same time as each other? You know, just curious. Then I'm thinking to myself, somebody from Ann Taylor's team, and maybe Ann Taylor herself, is slipping information to people like Cy Ray and sort of tipping them off into what's going on with this case. Because to me, it's very coincidental that now you have Cy Ray going on all these YouTube channels, giving interviews, and spreading all this information, disinformation, bashing other expert witnesses for the defense, all happening around the same time. I find that very curious. Very curious. Aha. What a lovely day for an exorcism. Seriously. Yeah. Anyway, quick break. We'll do a little bit more of him. And then we hope to God he falls off the face of the earth and we never fucking hear from him again. That's my fucking hope. I really don't want to watch him anymore. I don't give a shit anymore about what he says. I can't believe a fucking word with this guy anymore. I don't care if he talks about the greatest fucking show on earth. I cannot believe a word he says anymore, guys. He lost all credibility with me. All credibility is gone. Yeah, that's a good point, my nature. And you don't see Ann putting out a statement against what he's saying. Nope, you're correct. Ann Taylor doesn't say a fucking word about it. That's a great point. Welcome, Dame Sophia, Queen of Wisdom. Doesn't say a word. That's a great point. I wonder why that is. Because I'll tell you what, you think Dr. Turvey made some bold claims. Cy Ray has made some even bigger bullshit claims. If you listen to his fucking interviews, he's made some real whoppers. Really? I mean, Cy Ray has made so many outlandish claims in the past week. It's really unbelievable. Really unbelievable. And you're right. There is not one peep from fucking Ann Taylor at all. Not one peep. These people are all disgusting to me. All of them. Nobody wants a trial. Nobody, especially Idaho, nobody really wants to understand what exactly happened here. They all say the same fucking thing. They all fucking lie. They all are making up stories. You can't fucking believe any of these people anymore. Partially, this is done by design. I understand that. Okay? I totally get that. But So then why am I reading a bullshit affidavit written by a bulbous creation called Brett Payne that is totally false? Then why am I reading it? And then why is somebody getting arrested for it? You know, if I'm deliberately falsifying like arrest affidavits, well, how the fuck? Why am I just hearing about this 3 years ago? 4 years from now? Why? If this is true. I don't understand. Welcome, J. Hom. You know, maybe Brett Payne should be put in fucking jail for falsifying his reports. How come's nobody talking about that? If Brett Payne, we know this. Brett Payne deliberately falsified his reports. We know he deliberately falsified the affidavit. We know this. So why the fuck isn't he in jail? I said this, we talked about this a long time ago. The entire Moscow Police Department should have been put under investigation for what they did in this crime. All these characters should have been put in jail. Especially people like Brett Payne. Brett Payne deliberately, knowingly put false information into his affidavit of arrest. And this was deliberate and on purpose. I think that's a crime. Don't you? Welcome, Creamy Row. So essentially what Cy Ray is saying here, without saying it, what Cy Ray is essentially saying here is this. Brett Payne deliberately falsified his affidavit of arrest and suffered no consequences for it. That's essentially what he's saying here. Because that's exactly what he did. And that's what Cy Ray is saying here. There is no 270 East. That never happened. But yet, as Cy Ray said, and he's not wrong here because you and I can read it. He's not making this part up because I can verify it in the fucking affidavit. I can verify it. Right? So, if this is true, there is no such thing as 270 East that night. Well, then why the fuck is it in the affidavit, guys? Brett Payne. Remember, I told you about Brett Payne. The bulbous creation. Remember, that's why we came up with that concept. And what do we hope Brett Payne is doing these days? We hope that he's in Siberia, again, shoveling Santa Claus's reindeer shit. That's my hope for him. We know he deliberately falsified his report. We know he lied. We know he put shit in there that never happened. We know this already. But nothing ever happened to these characters and creatures. They all should have been arrested, guys. I would say anybody from Moscow Police Department who worked on this case, not only should they should have been stripped of any practice of law, of law enforcement. They also should have been looked at to be put in jail. Yes. There's a lot of weird similarities with Karen Reed in this case. There's a lot of interesting similarities here. With the judge in the Karen Reed's case, knowing some of the police officers involved in that case, perhaps being friends with them, all trying to cover each other's fucking asses. And we know how the Karen Reed thing turned out, don't we? Interesting. Just like fucking the corruption in Moscow, fucking Idaho that happened. Anyway, quick break. All right, quick break. We'll move on. Oh. Change or die, change or die. Change or die. Change or die. Oof. Oof. All right, let's carry on. Anyway, I forgot my point. Anyway, all right. So, So yes, he saw Dylan Mortensen and he panicked. And he that's why we see his. Now listen, we're talking so many gaps in logic here, guys. It's unbelievable. We go from one gap in logic to the next gap in logic with Cy-Ray. Okay. Let me back up a little bit. Kohlberger was never on Highway 270. All right, and then we'll get rid of this guy. And then again, we hope he falls off the face of the earth. But anyway, let me just review this.
95 north of Moscow, and then he dropped back down south on the east side of Moscow, and that's why he ends up on Indian Hills, is he actually came from the east. And he did that because he's smart enough to know about the cameras.
Oh.
What drove me crazy in this case is when you see him go back. And by the way, the reason he went south is he panicked. Dylan saw him. He saw Dylan. Reasonable minds would say 911 is being called. And you can see in the video when he leaves, he's leaving in a hurry. If he drives back that same route, he's driving towards where Moscow PD is responding from. He's going to go right back towards the police department. So he has to go down south. When you look at 6 months worth of his records, he doesn't have activity down south. He doesn't know 95 south of Moscow. So he gets about 12, 13 miles outside of Moscow. He pulls over. There's a good gap there, which has always been a concern to me, where he sits there for probably 10 minutes. He powers his phone back on. He goes into navigation mode, and we see the route back.
It's crazy dark, too. So the audience might not know what it's like out here in Idaho. You get out in that farm community, there's no lights. We don't have street. It's dark as anything. Your headlights are all you have and high grass. So it gets if you're not prepared for that, you're not.
How does he keep a straight face, guys? How does he keep a straight face?
Your primary source of navigation. You're driving around like an idiot, for a certain amount of time.
Well, then, like I said, we've got 6 months of records.
All right. Oh my God. Anyway, I don't want to go on with this guy anymore. I don't.
Have you ever seen a product?
All right, let's move on. Again, it's very easy to destroy Cyray's logic here. Guess again, and it's very simple to do it by saying this, okay? If this is true, Brian Koberger again also encountered Xander Kernodle, and Xander Kernodle didn't freak him out, and we know what happened to her, okay? We know what happened to her, and we know what happened to Ethan. So just because we encountered Dylan Mortensen doesn't mean shit. They're all morons, guys. These people are all morons. Where do they come from? It's ridiculous. His stupid theory doesn't make any sense. He totally forgot that Michael Myers, encountered Xander Kernodle. And that didn't fucking spook him. But he saw the he-she. He saw Dylan Mortensen, the he-she. And for some reason that spooked him. He didn't kill her. Cyray, please, go away now. You got your 15 minutes. Go away forever. Go away. Your theory is ludicrous. I might as well put a big dragon in the fucking road. A fire-breathing dragon. Jesus Christ. There's so many gaps in logic, fallacy of logic, that I can't handle it with these people. Jesus. I'm sorry this is a dumb analogy, guys. But Cyray falls into this trap as well. Again, you accidentally order a pizza with anchovies on it, right? You get the fucking pizza, you open up the box, and you realize, what the fuck? Why are there anchovies on the pizza? I don't want that. So you start picking them off the pizza. Right? But now you don't have the same pizza anymore that you inadvertently ordered. It's a different object now. Right? And what this is like hearing it's like hearing somebody say, well, I never ordered an anchovy pizza. It's like that. Because, well, I picked all the anchovies off, so therefore it's not an anchovy pizza anymore, guys. Because I picked them all off. You can't just change a form of something because you don't like it. That's my point. The form is the form. You know? Just because you think it's a stupid form doesn't mean you just, well, I don't like that form, and here's my stupid theory in my opinion about it. No. Cy-Ray. And Cy-Ray falls into that trap, just like every one of other dummies in this case. For example, I'll give you a good example of this, okay? About it. Well, we know, I'm sorry, but I really want you to understand this, and you do. At some point in time in the house, okay? At some point in time, Kohlberger, let's say Kohlberger, right? Kohlberger was within 3 feet of Xander Kernodle. Did he freak out? Nope, he didn't. He didn't freak out. At some point, he must have been within 3 feet of Xander Kernodle, and he proceeded to kill her, as we know, just like he did with fucking Ethan, right? Now Dylan Mortensen comes along, and he's within 3 feet of Dylan Mortensen, according to her very own testimony. According to Dylan Mortensen's own fucking mouth, the Michael Myers is now within 3 feet of her. And he gets spooked. It doesn't work. It never worked. It never will work. And no matter how many people like Cy-Ray try to give you gaps in logic to make you think that what he's saying is true, it's never going to work. Ever. And never and never. Never. Why is it never going to work? Because at some point, Michael Myers was within 3 feet of Xander Kernodle. And he fucking killed her. That's why it's not going to ever work. Ever. No matter what kind of imagination these fucking disgusting people have, logically, it's never going to hold up. Ever. And never. And never and never. Again, just because you don't like the fact that you ordered anchovies mistakenly on your pizza doesn't mean you didn't get an anchovy pizza, my friends. That is the bottom line here. And people like Cy-Ray and all these other chuckleheads, okay, they either refuse to understand that point, or they are deliberately doing this. They're deliberately saying stupid shit. I don't know which one. Probably both. But I mean, what was it about Dylan Mortensen that was so frightening to Brian Kohlberger? What would be so frightening? That he didn't chase her down and fucking slaughter her too. Just like he did with Xander Kernodle. There is no reason why that should not have happened. No reason. Okay? Dylan Mortensen herself even doesn't understand that either. And, well, we know Mortensen's a liar. We know that. And so any good homicide detective is going to understand that and know that. And they're going to question that. A lot. And a lot. And a lot. Because it doesn't make any fucking sense. That's why. It doesn't. So anyway, a real homicide detective, as we know, is going to question Dylan Mortensen about that over and over again. Because logically, she should be dead. For real, right? We know this. And there's only, I think, perhaps one scenario that actually makes this all work. And that scenario is this. Well, two scenarios that work here. Number one, there's only two, I'm going to just say this. There's only two logical scenarios that work here with this, okay? Number one, Brian Kohlberger and Dylan Mortensen have a secret relationship. There's some relationship between these two. That's number one. The other scenario is Mortensen is lying. There is no man in black. Right? Or, it's one of that. It's either she knows the perpetrator knows her, okay? Perhaps they're friends, and that's why she was spared and not killed. That's one possibility that satisfies the condition, right? And the only other condition that satisfies here is if there is no man in black, and Mortensen and some other of her characters here actually committed the murders. That's the only other scenario that satisfies here. There's no other way. No other way. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And people in denial, they cannot handle that. Including Cy Ray, apparently. I'm serious. There is no other way. There isn't. Why? Why, Master Nature? Because. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, now I'm really in control.
That's right, baby. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here we go. Let's get on to Mimi Perez. Mimi Perez. That's right. We signed our names, guys. Come on. Not at all. Hey, you hold the gun, baby. You hold that gun, baby. That's right. Here you go. There you go. Lifehouse, baby, Lifehouse. Lifehouse. All right.
It's not a mystery of.
All right, let's get on. So this is Bianca Perez. Oh my God. What are you talking about? I'm missing the chat. What are you saying? 2 years, check these texts. Oh, yeah? Yeah, so. What kind of nuts? Big old walnuts? Chestnuts? I don't like chestnuts. Oh, God. I think chestnuts are kind of gross, actually. Just to be honest with you. They're like all soft and weird. Who had a bloody nose? Who are we talking about? All right. All right, so Bianca, Joe Lake, ISP Detective Joe Lake is doing this one, along with, and I don't have the document. I should pull up the supplements when we do this. It's been a while since I read all that supplements and the MPD documents, but I should do that. I should match them just to see how much was left out in the reports. But again, we're lazy. So, what we're starting off with here is they already talked to her a few times. They brought her back in to question her, and they're starting off with a victimology questionnaire. That's where we're starting from in this one. So they're talking about the victimology questionnaire that they gave her to fill out. Okay. So we hit a redaction point here. Within the first 2 minutes of this interview, we already hit a redaction point. Okay. That's where we're starting from. Unfortunately, that's where we're starting from here. Okay, Bianca. Ugh. All right. Me love you long time. Oh my God. CB, are you presupposing? Are you Sorry guys, this is still redacted. Okay. What? Oh, sorry, here we go. Romantic partner.
Yeah.
Let's talk, I hate how they phrase romantic partners, but let's talk about romantic partners.
Well, what would you like? Fuck buddies?
Jack, obviously.
Yeah, Jack. I know that her and Jack were on good terms after their breakup.
They shared.
Me love you long time, CB. Hey, my place or yours? The blood at the Whites, huh? Was that the same blood that was found? Like, is that the same fucking blood that was found outside of that of the apartment? That tracked all the way up the fucking where supposedly a bracelet was found that looked eerily similar to the bracelet that Xana Kernodle was wearing. Is that what we're talking about here? Are you fucking kidding me? That was a lot of blood, guys. And I don't know if you got we did see that. There was a lot of blood there that was tracked. To me, that's a lot of blood. Yeah. Yeah, we saw that, I think, about, what was it, 2 weeks ago we looked at that, I think. Fucking hell, man, I'll tell you what. How are we going to explain that? How should we explain the blood there? That's fucking weird. Fucking weird. All right, this is redacted. 4 minutes in, redacted. All right. Oh, okay. I'm so glad she graduated in 2021. Oh, dear. Huh. Almost 5 minutes in, redact.
Usual.
Oh, the usual. Okay. Whatever that means.
Describe qualities, positive and negative, of Kaylee's relationships, strength of bonds, ongoing conflicts, custodial issues, etc.
Oh my God. Why is this redacted? We can't hear about her fucking social activities? What the fuck? We can hear about her cocaine use for 2 fucking years. I guess we can't hear about her social activity. Oh my God. Oh my God, guys. Who is redacting? Who is, before they're issuing these interviews to the public, who the fuck is redacting all this stuff?
Friends don't necessarily do that.
Yeah.
They don't do cocaine? For 2 years? Break up with each other in cycles because of the cocaine use? You mean like that? You mean message your boyfriend in 2020 and tell him you're going to be fucking involved in cocaine in 3 months? We can hear that. But I can't hear a fucking word in this interview about Kaylee or her activities. Moscow, listen to me. Moscow, Idaho State Police. When you release these interviews to the public, you have to do a better job of not redacting fucking information that is not protected. Fucking inbreds. Why is it that I can hear about Kaylee's cocaine fucking use from 2020, but I can't hear shit about her heartbreaks here? Fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous. What was the slang of the Brazil nuts? Welcome, Primero. Yes, the coke one, the FBI was there. Still redacted. Oh my God. Seven fucking minutes into this shit. Fuck. Great. Promise I wasn't gonna yell. A bunch of promises. Might as well take a fucking another smoke break here. And by the time I get back, it'd probably still be redacted. Jesus. Fuck. Sorry. Oh my God. 8 minutes in, we're redacted. Now I know why that. Oh, never mind. Oh my God. This must be some serious fucking relationship information gathering here. Jesus.
Would you take it to heart?
Would you take your advice to heart? Redacted. What the fuck? Well, they did a number on this one, guys. Idaho State Police, or whoever who's in charge of redacting this, you did a number on this one. You really chopped this one up, didn't you? You fucking cocksuckers. You fucking inbred cocksuckers out there. You really did a number on this one.
Any arrests, court involvement, so on and so forth.
Redacted.
That you were aware of.
Yeah.
How about?
Oh, really?
Let me preface this. No one is going to get in any.
Oh, here we fucking go.
Outside the scope of these murders.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about illicit drug use, prescription meds,
cocaine,
drugs, things of that nature. What do you know about that element of her life?
I mean, she didn't like smoking weed. It would give her anxiety.
That's weird.
I feel like
well, I don't know what
cocaine maybe, but not
cocaine.
I don't really see Kaylee going out of her way to find it. I feel like maybe just like at parties and stuff when it's offered to you. I feel like she would definitely.
She had a drug dealer in her fucking phone contacts.
Kaylee would have to go out of her way
so I think.
Find drugs.
I would assume.
And forgive me, but are people at the school these days, are they into any of the ecstasy or any of the other?
Yeah, no. No.
I know some of the prescription meds, Adderall, other things like that.
Like Adderall, yeah, like that. But, I mean, that's just, I don't know, I feel like that's pretty normal.
It is. Well, for however you want to look at it, it is kind of normal in today's society. A lot of people are taking it, even if it's not their own prescription.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
But, like, even that, I think Kaylee was basically done with school. She had, like, she was taking, like, 2 or 3 classes that she just, like, wanted to take so she could I don't know. But she was basically done. She was just working. I know that, like, last year, or was it last year? Yes, last semester. Last year she was taking her, like, teaching thing, what is it called, practicum or something like that. But she was doing that, and she was definitely under a lot of stress, so that's, like, the only time I could really see her probably taking a lot of Adderall, but like, now, probably not.
Okay. How about drinking excessively? It's college.
Yeah, I mean...
I like to tell people...
Yeah, well, you're right, no emotion.
By having keggers. Back then we used to have keggers.
Everybody's happy.
I did my college just by having keggers.
Yeah.
So I get it, but these days there seems to be a little bit of a difference from when I was in college over 30 years ago.
Oh, here we go.
It's almost like a norm to drink excessively when it wasn't so much then. It was more, all right, we won the game, or whatever, and a rager. Was that a normal thing, though, to kind of drink excessively, drink to the point of incapacitation, put it that way?
No, she really never drank that much. Like, Kaylee, we would have to convince her to go out most days. Like, I'd text her and be like, hey, I haven't seen you in forever, you should come, like, or just, like, things like that. I know she would go to the bars every once in a while, but she wasn't, like, an avid, like, everyday drinker, like, maybe, like, a glass of wine or 2, but she was not, I love you. Blacked out to the point where she can't remember things or, like, can't take care of herself. She was very careful.
How about some of the roommates?
Some of them were, I mean, it's just, like, I guess, like, Xana was very much like that. At least last year she was. I think now that she was dating Ethan, she kind of, like, calmed down because they would, like, take care of each other. But I know Xana definitely drank a lot. Maddie was kind of the same as Kaylee, not very often. Probably because of her. I mean, I guess if you're doing, like, a long-distance relationship, I don't think that her boyfriend would be happy with her doing that all the time.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think I didn't really know that very much, so I can't speak for them, but I know that Xana definitely did.
The culture there, they're all roommates.
Yeah.
Is it because Beth and Dylan are underclassmen? Is that why they are so much? Okay.
I feel like, well, I mean, Xana was too. And
yeah, I guess so.
Oops, yeah. And Ethan.
Like, kind of, like, does their thing. Like, I know at least at my apartment too, my roommates, like, my friends say I will drink and our other roommates will stay home. It's just, like, kind of just the vibe, I guess.
Okay. Friends, but...
That's really going to solve the murder, guys.
Yeah, not, like, attached to the hip. Like, I feel Kaylee and Maddie were. But,
here we go.
Yeah.
Wasting time. Who cares?
Go into personality, behaviors, and attitudes. The first
Again, I know this is victimology shit, but again, this is not gonna solve the homicides, Joe Lake. Okay, so what if she says, yeah? How about she says this? Dylan drank a bottle of vodka every day. Is that gonna change your mind about what happened here? No, morons. Idaho. Why are you wasting my time? Oh my God. Promise me this gets better. Okay. Oh my God. What are you trying to ascertain here? What are you trying to ascertain by asking these questions? What are you, Joe Lake? What are you trying to ascertain here? For real, what are you trying to ascertain? What? All these fucking interviews about drugs and alcohol, they're all, first of all, these people are all inbred, okay? The cops are inbreds. They never worked a case like, what are you trying to ascertain by doing this? Right? We heard Jack Decor talk about, right? They asked him about, we know that. The cocaine. You're talking to friends who either do not know Kaylee very well, they think they know her, but they don't. Right? So, I don't know. I mean, so what? So she says, yeah, Kaylee did cocaine every fucking day. Well, what are you going to do about it, Joe Lake? What kind of notes are you going to take on that? You're going to write your note, Kaylee did cocaine every day. And then what are you going to do with it? I guess you're going to try to find a drug dealer, right? All right. I don't know, guys. Whatever. I get it, but anyway. Apparently the FBI couldn't even figure out who the drug dealer was. As far as we know yet. Maybe they did. Yeah, that's a good question. Probably avoid talking about it, I guess. And that came from straight from Jack Decor, the little angel's mouth that they love so much. Remember, Jack Decor, they love that little angel. Remember, he's the child. He's the child. Or nobody asked them about it. Yeah, they just don't even ask. Probably. All right, a little bit more. Jesus, come on.
Katie's personality. I mean, this is what I've already read this, but in prep for talking to you about it. What you're saying here is a common thread. I mean, it really is. Just very, very good person. Yeah. Person that everyone should have as a friend.
Fantastic.
How about the other people in the house, too? How would you describe their personalities? Let's start with
Dylan Mortensen. No, let's start with Dylan Mortensen.
I mean, I never really talked.
Let's start with the survivors.
She's really funny.
How about we start with the survivors? How would you describe their personalities?
She's also really pretty. Her and Kaylee were basically the same. Xana was very outgoing and very funny.
All the guys loved her.
Literally everyone knew.
She flirted with all the guys. I get it.
I don't know. I got to know them very well.
You're being cheated on.
She scared me. She was very
Hey, Ethan, you're being cheated on, my friend. Oops.
She has the RBF, which I was just, I don't know. She seemed.
Hey, Bianca Perez. Hey, what do you make of this text message that we got twice to Ethan from this fucking skank that says, you're being cheated on? What do you make of that text? What do you think that could be about? I don't know. We never asked that question of anybody, guys. Right? That's right, Master Nature. Nobody ever asked any of them about it. As far as we know. Welcome, Tilly. Or you would find the girl who sent those text messages and ask her, well, what did you mean by this? What do you mean you're being cheated on? Who is cheating on Ethan? Xana Kernodle? And who is she cheating on Ethan with? You think he'd ask those questions, don't you? Maybe we'll hear about that. What do you think, guys? Do you think we'll ever hear about that? See, not everything was good in Candyland here, right? We know this. Not everything was roses and peaches in Candyland. Not when I'm getting text messages from some fucking broad telling me that I'm being cheated on. Well, things aren't so fucking rosy in Candyland. That doesn't sound so rosy. Right? But do you think Moscow or Idaho State Police ever followed up on that? I'm taking bets now, and I'm going to say nope. I'm just saying, I don't know for sure. I don't know if we're going to get an interview down the line where we're actually asking the person who sent those text messages what she meant by them. I don't know if we'll ever see that. So I'm going to go with no right now. Anyway, sorry, that's a little off topic. I'm just saying. Hey, Ethan, schmuck, you're being cheated on, idiot. And then when I didn't respond to that, I get another text message about 48 hours later that says the same thing. You're being cheated on, idiot. Why? Why am I getting text messages like that? I don't know. Does Moscow police know? Hey, Brett Payne, do you know why I'm getting text messages like that? I thought everything was fine in Denmark. I thought everything is hunky-dory in Denmark. Well, apparently not. Anyway, quick break. Carry on with Bianca. Weird. I don't know. I mean, let's say that's true. How about we assume that's true? Let's say he was being cheated on. Well, that would be Xana. Unless he has a second girlfriend we don't know about. Maybe he has a side piece we're not sure about. Is that possible? I don't know. But anyway, let's say it's true. Let's say that he is being cheated on by Xana with some other fucking dude. That would be a potential fucking motive. No. To kill him. That would be a potential motive. I wonder if Moscow, Brett Payne, Bulbous Creation, I wonder if they ever followed up on that. I really do. Bulbous Creation, Brett Payne. Hopefully you're in Siberia again shoveling reindeer shit, but did you ever follow up with that? You're the lead detective in this case. Why do we pick on Brett Payne so much? Because he's the lead fucking detective in this case. That's why. Don't forget that. Don't forget our Bulbous Creation friend Brett Payne, who's about 4'9", who never investigated a homicide in his life. He's the lead investigator in this case. Don't forget that. All roads and responsibility lead back to Brett Payne, in my opinion. You know, the guy who falsified his fucking affidavit and should have been arrested for it? That Brett Payne. Yeah. He was smart to get out of the police department. He was smart to get out of there and move on to the University of Idaho, supposedly. Smart little bulbous creation. Not as dumb as I thought he was. Yeah, still an inbred bulbous creation, but not as dumb as I thought he was. I underestimated the bulbous creation. All right. Hey, guys. I want to play a little game with you. Since you're all here. I want to play a little game. You're going to like this game, I hope. But I want to play a little game with you. This is called the game part of the live. The game show. All right? This whole thing is a game show, by the way. The whole case is a game show, by the way. We know this. But anyway, I want to play a little game, though. And you've seen this before, okay? You've seen this before. I want to keep you on your toes. Got to keep my garden on their toes because I'm keeping you a secret. All right. Here's the little game I want to show you. Just a little aside here. Just a little aside.
Hey, have you been researching dental implants?
Absolutely not.
Process. It's the same every time, but this was...
Okay, come on. Now where are we? Oh, I'm sorry. We already covered Cy Ray's hypocrisy. We already covered his hypocrisy. Okay, again, the hope is we never hear from this fucking character again. And the hope is with Cy Ray, he never again works a case in his life. And because I was closed-minded to all the pro-guilters, okay, I didn't want to listen to what they were saying about some of his previous cases, about the judge throwing out his opinions, because perhaps he is a conspiracy theorist. But I didn't want to listen to that, and that's my fault, right? But maybe they were right. Maybe that's all he is. Maybe that's all he was. But anyway, the hope is he falls off the face of the fucking earth and we never see this fucking turd again in our lives. That's the hope with this fucking character. Anyway, I want to play a game.
Grass. So it gets
real dark out in Idaho. Like Dark Night of the fucking Scarecrow. I understand that. I showed you Dark Night of the Scarecrow. I made that analogy months ago. Dark Night of the fucking Scarecrow in Idaho. I also made the analogy of children of the fucking potatoes. Bulbous creation. Ah, dear, oh dear. Okay, I want to show this real quick. This is not a part of Bianca. I want to show this to you real quick, if I can find it. Idaho 4. Post plea hearing. Okay. Post plea hearing. Okay. I'm sorry. Post plea press conference. Sorry. This is where we got all the bulbous creations together in one room. And, come on, now it's white. Now I can't fucking find it. Did they scrub this shit? Did they scrub this stuff, guys? Why isn't this coming up? Where is the post-plea press conference? What the fuck? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It should come right up. It should be on the first page here, guys. Okay, here we go. I'm going to play a little game. We're not watching all this, okay? It's long.
People who have a lot of credit card debt.
Jesus Christ.
Help employers reach out to you directly.
Fucking ads up my ass.
Good afternoon.
Here's a little game. This is the post. We've seen this before. This is the post-plea press conference, right? Let me just back up a little bit, just to show you who walks in the room here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't fuck me now. Here we go to Ashley. Oh my God. You fooled me, Ashley. There's Aunt Taylor.
Good afternoon. My
Hi.
name is Anthony Dollinger.
Hi,
I'm
Anthony.
Chief of Police with Moscow Police Department.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for joining us.
Uh-huh.
Today marks the conclusion of a case that has profoundly impacted the University of Idaho, the city of Moscow, the state of Idaho,
Hello.
and communities nationwide.
There he is. There's Evil Santa.
Today's sentencing of Brian Koberger brings the legal process to a close, following his conviction for the brutal murders of Kayla Gonsalves.
Welcome
Madison
someone
Logan,
in someplace.
Santa Cardinal.
I like that name, love.
While this marks the end of a long and challenging journey.
Hey, guys. Here's the game. Out of all these characters who walked in when we started rolling the cameras, who didn't we see walk in with these people? Take a guess. Take a wild guess. Now we see him later, but we don't see him walk in with them. Take a guess. Just shout it out. Who didn't we see walk into this press conference, guys? Who didn't we see? Come on, tell me. Brett fucking Payne. And you're right. And fucking Chief Fry. 'Tis true. Right. The lead investigator on the Moscow Police Department side, he's not even walking in with them in the press conference. He's the lead investigator, guys. Just saying. Instead, we get bulbous Captain Anthony Dollinger leading the charge. But he wasn't the lead investigator in this case. No. So the question is, why am I not seeing Brett Payne up here from the very beginning? He's the lead investigator. I should be hearing from him first. Fuckers. Bullshit. This is the post-conference plea. After the plea. And I should see the fucking lead investigator front and fucking center. Not Captain Dollinger. Okay, that fucking cock. Okay? Why? Because they're trying to hide this motherfucker. That's number one. They tried to hide him because they know he lied in his affidavit of arrest. They know he they know he falsified his reports. And what you're seeing here is they're trying to hide him. That's why you don't see the lead investigator in this case front and center. Now, he comes a little later on, don't get me wrong. But it's almost as, again, we are hiding him. See, you don't want Brett Payne front and center. We're trying to hide him here. I'm fucking dead serious. And there's no way of changing that. He was the lead in... Let me repeat myself again, people in denial. Brett Payne was the lead investigator in this homicide case for the Moscow Police Department. And I don't see him here. I should see him right here in front of me. Instead, I get bulbous creation Anthony Dollinger, who probably did absolutely shit in this case. In fact, he didn't do anything. As far as I know. Except pass the buck. Okay, we get Evil Santa that talks for a while, right? We get some other guy that's dressed like a fucking ISP trooper. And it's not until... Now, let me fast forward here, guys. I hope you like this game. It's not until... there he is. It's not until we're 20 minutes into the press conference that the lead investigator shows up. Here he is. Hey.
We finally get to see him today, right?
Fucking Christ, my fucking ads. And more ads. Here we are. So,
the documents there. They'll be redacted.
Okay, so let me show you. We're 2107 out of 55 into this interview. The lead investigator.
Get ready to go again, free of
Here we go.
charge for the public. We want to be as transparent as we possibly can.
Sure you
We wanted
do.
to get those out to everyone.
Oh, sure.
Chief, from the very beginning, your department was saying this was a targeted attack. Can you now say who was the target and what's your evidence to show that?
Yeah, Bill. Who was the target, Bill?
To answer that one.
Bill, who's the target? Oh, there he is.
Darren and I have...
Wait a minute.
Well, I think Darren and I have... the evidence suggests that there was a reason that this particular house was chosen.
Oh.
What that reason is...
Or figured out whether or not it can actually be released. So I did get word today. It sounds like our website will be going live hopefully this afternoon.
Let's go to trial, Bill. You ready for trial, Bill?
Show that website so that people can start accessing that. Initially, what is going to be on there, and certainly this...
You're not ready for trial, Bill.
We're only the
You never were ready for trial.
But it will be all of our police reports from this investigation.
Fantastic.
So just the documents there. They'll be redacted, ready to go, again, free of charge for the public. We want to be as transparent as we possibly can, so we wanted to get those out to everyone.
Well, we know that's not true. Not free of charge at all.
Chief, from the very beginning, your department was saying this was a targeted attack. Can you now say who was the target and what's your evidence to show that?
Will you now say who is the target and what's your evidence to show that? What's your evidence?
I'll turn that question over to the investigators to to answer that one.
I'll turn this over to the investigators. You mean your lead investigator, Brett Payne? This is your lead investigator.
Well, I think Darren and I have...
Oh, Darren Gilbertson. Oh, but you're the lead investigator, Bulbous Creation.
The evidence suggests that there was a reason that this particular house was chosen.
What's the evidence?
The reason is we don't know.
Ha! Shall we rewind that again, people in the Nile? Let me reread that.
There was a reason that this particular...
There was a reason that this particular house was chosen, right? Let me repeat. There was a particular reason. Reason is the key word here, guys. There was a particular reason why this particular house was chosen, right? Uh-huh.
Particular house was chosen. What that reason is, we don't know.
What that reason is, we don't know. Which means we don't have any evidence.
We don't know who the target was. And
we don't know who the target was?
We're going to speculate on that up here today.
We can't speculate on it?
For whatever reason, Mr. Koberger...
Whatever reason...
chose that residence.
That is not evidence. So anyway, let's go to trial. People in denial, let's go to trial. I want to see the lead detective on this case. I want him to fucking sit on the witness stand, and I want him to explain to a jury his bulbous creation ideas, and I want to laugh my fucking ass off. That's what I want. Go ahead.
Perhaps it's the location, layout, we don't know.
Who the fuck knows? It could be Walt Disney World. It could be the Green Dragon sitting on the highway. We don't know. Yet we're the prosecution. We have no idea.
That's, to the best of my knowledge, that's what that statement likely led to.
Can I go now? Can I go now? Jesus fucking Christ.
Hard work in real garages across America.
People in denial, you gotta watch this. Go on, Darren. Give us the goods. Notice how he backs away and doesn't want to talk anymore.
It wasn't at all. We looked into every bit of it. We took a deep dive into it. We researched it. It was not. It was not.
Right.
Thank you. We can cut that off.
Yeah, we can cut that off. I bet you'd like to do that.
Not just the knife.
Go ahead, lead investigator.
All the evidence shows and tells us that he used a knife, a K-bar knife.
Sure he did.
That's a weapon we believe.
That's it. That's false. That's false.
It sounded like
There he is.
the Gonzalez family said that there was a second weapon that was used on Kaylee's office. Can you confirm that?
Out of respect for the families, that's something that you'll have to get from them. If they wish to share that with you, it'd probably be through them, not through us.
And one more question. You said that it seemed like he chose that house. There's no clues as to why he chose that house?
Nope.
You know, after working in Moscow for several years as Chief Dollinger, that area is frequented by many, many people at all hours of the night when college is in session. So what Darren and I have surmised is that perhaps it's the old hiding in plain sight. There's lots of people around. There's lots of vehicles around at all hours. It's not isolated where you'd be noticed, so that's where that comment comes from.
It does, and no, it doesn't make sense, and it's if
Nope.
you're in that neighborhood at all, it's a very complicated neighborhood. It's very closed in.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, there's everything from college kids to adults that live there. People that
Uh-huh.
have full-time jobs, part-time jobs.
Uh-huh.
Anyone
What else?
could come and go.
What else?
Fit in there, so.
Oh, that's what.
During the plea hearing, and then again today, it seemed like your voice quivered.
Anyway, I wanted to play a little game. But that's not what a Brett Payne put in his affidavit, guys. That's the little game I wanted to play here. That's not what he said in his fucking affidavit, is it? No. What he is saying here is totally the opposite of what he said in his fucking affidavit. Again, Brett Payne should have been arrested. These people should be in jail. Okay? That's the game. Did you hear what the lead detective said? I hope these, again, take a good long look at Bulbous creation. Take a good long look at him. Welcome, Dylan Morton, 2-0. What Bulbous creation Brett Payne put in his affidavit was, at this hour of night, there's virtually no people around. There are very little cars that go in and out of that neighborhood. That's what he put in his affidavit. But that's not what he fucking says here. Nope. He says the exact opposite. He says, this is, what does he say? He says, this is a complicated neighborhood. There's all kinds of people at all hours of the night. There's all kinds of cars. There are full-time workers. There are part-time workers. There are college students everywhere. But that's not what he put in his affidavit, is it? Nope. At all. Anyway, the point is, Brett Payne should have been arrested for making for falsifying documents. He should have been arrested. The whole entire police department should have been investigated from an outside agency, not internal affairs. These people all should have been investigated, fired from their jobs, and put in and arrested. That's what should have happened here. I'm telling you, that's what should have happened here. Absolutely. 100%. Look. Do you look at that face? That is the face of a guilty man. He knows what he did was wrong. He knows he lied. And everything he's saying in his press conference contradicts his very own fucking affidavit. Cocksucker. Go back. I'm not gonna pull up the affidavit again, but if you want to correct me, I want you to go back and read the affidavit. Another thing they lied about here, just within the first couple of minutes I showed you, many different types of knives could have inflicted the wounds found on the bodies. Like 1 million. No, it doesn't have to be. Again, it doesn't have to be a K-bar knife. They lied to you again, as we know. What they should have said was about 1 million different types of knives could have made these wounds. They didn't say that. They committed themselves to a K-bar knife, even though they never found one, supposedly. They bought one off of Amazon Prime, along with a sharpener and a sheath, and vegan supplements. They took this particular K-bar knife that they purchased off of Amazon, by the way. They presented it to the Spokane County Medical Examiner. These bulbous creations, they presented this K-bar knife that they purchased off of Amazon, showed it to him and said, do you think this is a kind of knife that could have inflicted these wounds? That's what they did to try to establish a connection. What do you think about them, Apple? Is that the way we investigate a fucking quadruple murder, guys? Nope. Hey, how about this? I could have bought 50 different knives off of Amazon that could have made the same fucking wounds on the bodies. Why didn't I buy 50 knives off of Amazon? Right? Why didn't I present 50 knives to the medical examiner in Spokane? Maybe I should have done that. Nope. I didn't. This is, again, the point of my rant here in this game is, this is not how you investigate a quadruple murder. It's not. Okay. I could say this. Well, how comes your police department didn't buy, I don't know, why didn't they buy a whole bunch of knives to present to the Spokane medical examiner? Why a K-bar knife? You don't have the murder weapon. It would be different if we had the murder weapon. But you don't. Do you see? So that's the kind of questions I'd ask Brett Payne. Brett Payne, in your bulbous creation thinking, how comes your department didn't buy more than one type of knife off of Amazon Prime? Why did you only buy a K-bar knife when you don't have a murder weapon? Why'd you do that? Huh? Can you answer that? Well, Master Nature, because we found a K-bar knife sheath. Oh, that's why you did it. And then I'm going to say this. So what you're telling me is, a bulbous creation, Brett Payne, you think the knife sheath committed the murders. Is that what you're telling me? You mean you're telling me in your bulbous creation wisdom that just because you found a knife sheath, the knife sheath must have committed the murders? Is that what you're telling me? See, you don't have an answer for that, do you, bulbous creation? You don't. Brett Payne, you don't have an answer for that question, bulbous creation. You think just because you found a K-bar knife sheath, you think the K-bar knife sheath committed the murders, guys. That was the murder weapon. That's called fallacy of logic. And we saw that with Cy Ray about 50 minutes ago, didn't we? The same fallacy of logic. I am the greatest, and so is my garden. Yes, there should be a trial. I want to see bulbous creation on the stand explain, as the lead detective in this case, why he thinks a K-bar knife sheath committed the murders. Seriously. Think about it. Again, there's a million different types of knives out there that could have been used to inflict the same wounds that were found on all four of the bodies. 1 million of them. 1 million. So if I'm going on Amazon Prime and just buying a K-bar knife, well, guess what? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. A total fucking idiot. I'm an inbred bulbous creation. But that's what they did in this case. Whether you fucking want to accept that or not. Whether you like it or you don't like it. That's what they did. It's in the documents, and you can read it for your fucking self. Yep. Anyway, the point is, these people should have been arrested for falsifying their reports. There should be no Moscow Police Department anymore. At all, period. Yep. Brett Payne deliberately, we know this, Brett Payne deliberately lied in his report. And when they're standing up here at the fucking press conference, now they don't have any fucking answers to anything. They don't have any answers to anything, guys. Not one. Maybe all I have to do, if there is a trial, maybe all I have to do is show this fucking press conference to the jury and say, see, they don't even know the evidence. Maybe I just do that. What if I did that, guys? What if there is a trial and I just show the jury this, this press conference, and I say to the jury, see, they don't even know what evidence they either have or don't have. What if I just showed them that? What would you think? What would change between now and then? Welcome, blonde Lily, Amy. I think that's what I do, guys. I think if this goes to trial and I was part of the defense, I would just show them. I would show the jury this this press conference, and I would say this is supposed to be the lead detective in the case, Brett Payne. Believe it or not. Right? And I just show them this press conference. Well, we don't know. There's no evidence of that. I can't say. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know why he picked his house in the center of Rome. But then I say, well, Brett Payne, didn't you put in your affidavit that this particular neighborhood is quiet and not frequented at 4 o'clock in the morning? Isn't that what you put in your affidavit of arrest? Brett Payne, bulbous creation. But according to your press conference here, that's not the case. See? Well, I think that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm just going to show the jury this video and say, well, there you go. They don't have any evidence. Oops. Welcome, White Rabbit. Well, I'll just show them that. They cling with all their heart to the DNA on the knife sheath. They cling with all their heart to that, with all the heart. That's all they got. And even that, as we know, is in doubt and question. So anyway, yes, let's go to trial. Yes. All I have to do is show the jury this video and say, well, not much has changed since then. They still don't have any evidence. Oops. We don't know why he picked this house. We don't know how he knew these people. We have no idea. But we found this really weird knife sheath in the house that supposedly had his DNA on it. Sure. Okay. Sure. Whatever. That was just a little game I wanted to play with you guys. The whole premise of the game is if I didn't tell you who the lead detective was in this case, would you believe it was this guy? Would you pick this guy? Or would you pick somebody else? Oh, I don't know. Like, let me back up. Like one of the other inbreds.
Is this your car insurance premium? This?
Right? If you didn't know and I didn't tell you who the lead detective was in this case, you would not pick Brett Payne, Bulbous Creation. You would not pick him. Would you? You wouldn't. You would think it's Captain Anthony Dollinger Wouldn't you? You would pick him. Yep. Yes, you would. Anyway, take a quick break. We'll get back to I hope you like that game. We'll get back to Bianca. Absolutely. Or you'd say, hey, the knife that Hunter Johnson had that he admits to having in the house next to dead bodies, there's no way that particular knife could have inflicted any of the wounds on the bodies. That's at least a knife that you had and found, right? Next to the dead bodies. You know, the one that Hunter Johnson was carrying around the house with him? For no fucking reason. Remember that knife? Maybe you hit him with that shit. Or you say something like this. Well, that's not true. You did find a knife in the house that Hunter Johnson was walking around with. What made you think that knife had nothing to do with the stab wounds? What made you rule that knife out? Out of all the stab wounds on the victims, which there are over 150, what made you rule that knife out? Bulbous creation? What made you rule that knife out? Brett Payne, in your infinite bulbous wisdom. There are over 150 stab wounds on the victim. Probably even more than that. Huh? How do you rule it? What made you rule that knife out? What? Because it didn't have a serrated edge? Huh? You mean out of all the 150 separate wounds to the victims, you mean to tell me that knife that Hunter Johnson was carrying around with him in the house with the dead bodies, you mean to tell me that particular knife could not have inflicted any of the stab wounds on the victims' bodies? Is that what you're telling me? That's what you're telling me. Right? But anyway, these are the kinds of questions I'd be asking at a trial. Absolutely. I would say to Brett Payne, isn't it true that your police department found a knife in the house that was very close in proximity to the victims? Yup. And isn't it true that Hunter Johnson was the one that was walking around the house with this knife? Yes. And of course, you're going to put Hunter Johnson on the stand at some point. Isn't it true, Hunter Johnson, that you decided to go into the residence at the behest of Dylan Mortensen because Dylan Mortensen told you to go into the kitchen and grab a knife from the kitchen? Isn't that true, Hunter Johnson? Yes, it is. So, Hunter Johnson, what possessed you to go into the kitchen, grab a knife that Dylan Mortensen told you to grab, and then proceed to go into Xana's bedroom, knowing full well that she was deceased, covered in blood, along with Ethan Chapin, who was laying about 2 feet from her, covered in blood? What possessed you to enter that room with a knife in your hands and then check her closet out? What made you decide to do that, Hunter Johnson? So anyway, yes, this should go to trial, and those are the questions that we should be fucking hearing of these people. And then I'm going to hear some bullshit response. But guess what else I'm going to be doing though, guys? I'm going to be tying it all back to Dylan Mortensen. Because she is the storyteller in this case. Remember? Dylan Mortensen is the storyteller in this case. And she always was the storyteller in this case. And Dylan Mortensen likes to direct traffic in this case. She directed all the traffic that morning in this case. Dylan Mortensen. She is the storyteller. And she is the traffic director. Remember that. And we should see a trial. And I want to hear from Dylan Mortensen about all these different roles that she played in this case. See? And I want the jury to hear that too. Absolutely. She is the director. She is the storyteller. She's the narrator. So I want to hear from the narrator on the stand at a trial. I want to hear from the storyteller. Whether she likes it or not. Remember the anchovy pizza? It's whether you fucking like it or you don't like it. You're still going to have to do it. The same with the Hobbit. I don't care if the Hobbit doesn't want to go back to Idaho anymore. She certainly got the fuck out of Dodge real quick. And she never came back to Dodge. But guess what? She's going to have to come back to fucking Dodge. Whether you like it or you don't like it. Hobbit. Whether you like it or you don't. You're going to have to come back to Dodge. You're going to have to put your ass on that fucking seat. And you're going to have to answer fucking questions. Whether you like it or you don't. And that's very much with people in denial. It doesn't matter if you like it. It's called a trial. It's called a homicide trial, as a matter of fact, as we know. So yeah, you can boo-hoo all you fucking want and cry in your cereal. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that rant. But that is the truth. So again, it wouldn't take much with a good defense team. It really, guys, in my opinion, it would not take very much at all to discredit this entire case. I do feel Brian Kohberger would walk if he had a proper defense team. I feel he would walk pretty easily, actually. Pretty easily. Yeah. Pretty easily. Yep. You do have to get around the DNA. You have to get around that. But with every other circumstance in this case, guys, I don't think that would be very difficult to do with a proper defense team. Exactly, satire. So that's what I'm going to ask Brett Payne on the stand. You mean to tell me that you thought a K-Bar Knife Sheath committed these murders? See, that's what I'm going to ask him. It sounds really stupid, but that's the way they thought about this. Well, just because I found a K-Bar Knife Sheath, well, it must have been a K-Bar knife that made 150 wounds. Sure. I may even put Chief Fry on the stand and ask him about document number 77. I may even want to do that. Hey, Chief Fry, in your Moscow Police Department document number 77, there's a person talking about a person named Gabriel M., who appears he would fit the profile of the murderer. Did you ever talk to this person? What did you find? I may ever do that shit. How about that? What are you going to say? Well, we ruled him out as a suspect. Fine. How? How did you rule him out? What did you do? Did you go to his shed? Did you go to his woodpile and collect all the knives? Did you do that? No, you didn't. Did you even follow up on the tip? Nope, I didn't. So how do I know one of those knives that's hidden in a fucking woodpile, how do I know there's the murder weapon's not there? I have no idea. Because you never followed up. Chief Fry. Now remember, Chief Fry is the older bulbous creation to Brett Payne, the younger bulbous creation. Remember, they all come from the inbred Palouse. Remember that. They all come from the same toxic water source. All of them. All right, there you are. Quick break. There you are. We'll get back to Bianca. Anyway, yes, let's see a trial. Absolutely. Absolutely. Unfortunately, what's unfortunate, though, is Brian Kohlberger appears to be in the same financial situation that he was at the start of this thing. So that's concerning. You know, where I'm still asking for a public defender, which is not good at all. Not good at all. That is not good. Not good. Nope. So, anyway, not good. Nope. Not good. Look, weird. All right. Do a little bit more, Bianca. We'll probably finish her later. Carry on. Let's see if Bianca can lighten the mood.
Let's see. A little bit shy and used her RBF as like a protection mechanism in a way. Yeah.
Just a way to keep people maybe at arm's length or something.
Yeah.
Who were some of her best friends?
Honestly, I don't know. Probably.
Kept what?
Used her RBF. Really awkward, just kind of like, I feel like she might have been just a little bit shy and used her RBF as like a protection mechanism.
Her RBF? A resting bitch face. Oh.
Maybe at arm's length or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Resting bitch face.
Who were some of her best friends?
Oops.
Honestly, I don't know. Probably. I think they were pretty close, but I mean.
Me love you long time.
I wasn't really close with
I love you, baby. That's right. That's right, blonde.
Like
all right.
But just not them very much.
Welcome.
Okay. And Ethan, what'd you think of? I mean, you mentioned
he's a big goofy guy with a big goofy smile.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, he was my first.
He was my my what? My little?
I guess, because I like have my other ones, but that was.
He was my little.
Okay. I don't know. I never really hung out with him often unless I like went over there and saw him, or whenever I did see him, I would give him a hug and stuff. But he was really nice. Yeah.
Okay. Big goofy guy.
What? And forgive me, I wasn't part of it.
No, you're fine.
I was too busy working. I didn't take any student loans, so
yeah.
I was too busy working all the time to have much of it.
Who gives a fuck what you were doing 30 fucking years ago? It's irrelevant. Stupid fucking inbreds.
Yeah, it was. It was business. It was business.
Now we're talking about ourselves again, guys. They love talking about themselves in these interviews. Because their lives are irrelevant, I think.
I know that there's
except for this case. Anyway, let's go to trial. I want to hear these bulb creations on the stand.
Whether it's a formal organization or informal organization that kind of ties the sororities and fraternities together, bigs and littles. What is that called?
Wait, what do you mean? It's like.
Well, it's kind of informal because you have all the fraternities.
I feel like everyone's just like. Well, if you're in Greek life, it's like a club, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but
well, it certainly is a club. I agree. That's for sure.
Fraternity and sorority life. I don't know.
Okay. And from what I understand, is sometimes they use apps and other things.
You mean like the Greek council system? What are we trying to get out of here? Are we talking about the national body who sanctions the fraternities and sororities? Is that what you're trying to get at? Spit it out!
Like Greek house and like
fucking inbreds?
I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, I don't know. Like between everyone?
Yeah. Just communication. Like, hey, we're having a party. Or
well, I mean, we use like group chats on Snapchat with like our house will have like
Jesus Christ.
With, like, guys in the same PC in like a fraternity or something, but. He was younger. He was a year younger than me. And so, like, the way that works is, like, I don't know, I guess if you get along with someone really well, or, like, a guy or a girl that's, like, mostly it's, like, the opposite gender, just in your own sorority or fraternity, you can decide, like, your own little, I guess. But I just really got along with him one night, and I was
fantastic.
Like, that'd be my little, you know.
Gotcha.
Wonderful.
And so they join, like, your fam, your informal fam. And it's weird. It's weird if you weren't, like...
It is weird.
Your sorority house.
Yes.
And your sisters, that is your fam.
Not exactly. Like, in your sorority, you, like, become really close with someone younger than you, I guess, and then they assign you as, like, their big, which is, like, their big sister.
Okay.
And
so
then,
you kind of get to pick.
Yeah, basically. And then each year, like, your fam gets a new addition, but that's, like, your fam. Like, your... it's so weird. It's making me cringe.
Yeah, I'll just, like...
Yeah, making me cringe, too. I'm glad she recognizes it.
Then you guys move up the next year. But now he gets to pick.
The whole thing's weird.
It's less formal than that.
Fucking bizarro. It's always been weird.
It's more formal for your sorority, but if you're adding, like, a guy, like a random frat guy, then it's just, like, they just are part of the fam, but not really. Like, they just get...
They're part of your cult.
So things...
Part of the cult.
And then, I don't know if you're going to touch on this or not, but you called him your first...
Yes, he was my...
What does that mean?
Well, I just didn't really hang out with
Why are
him
we redacting
as
that?
much, and so like I would hardly ever see him. Whereas like I have like 2 other littles that we hang out with. Like,
Why are we redacting that? I don't
so
understand.
whenever I see Ethan, I like
Ethan's dead. Right?
over here.
Okay, is that like a standard term?
Why are we redacting that?
No, it's just
Is that
it's
something
just
you
what
made
I
up?
called him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, a nickname. So she had a nickname for her. I guess we redact the nickname.
No, I mean.
Fucking Idaho. Morons.
Okay.
Yeah, anything else? What else we got?
She recently started going to the gym.
Yeah.
Generally, when someone starts going to the gym, it's generally there's something in life they, had an epiphany or something like, geez, I need to get in shape, or
I think she was like
had a
in
breakup.
her
Not necessarily.
glow up. I think she was in that era.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I started going to the gym. She loved getting her nails done.
What else?
I've seen a lot of pictures on social media type stuff.
Mhm.
Attractive young lady, really kind of putting herself out there and other things. Which, I have a daughter in your age group. That's the norm these days. Was there anything that she was doing in that element that tied into social media, like the gym or anything? Was she trying to get endorsements?
No, she was like, no, I really don't think so. She was just I think she just wanted to start working out.
Nothing more than that.
I know she was trying to be in shape for that, but
Who knows?
yeah.
Who cares?
I honestly have no idea. I know her and my other friend Nat, and I think one more of them, they booked a trip to go like backpacking.
Which Nat? Okay. Yeah, we've spoken.
Yeah.
And who was the other friend?
I don't remember. I think Joe. I honestly don't. I know there was one more, but I don't know. Wait, was there? Honestly, I don't know. But
I don't know either. Good we don't know things.
Describe any recent positive or negative personal emotional changes. She was always a happy person. A little bit sad about the breakup, maybe. Anything else? You ever see her having an outburst?
No.
To start crying for any reason? Start laughing for any reason?
She was like not like that. She was very normal, very like collected.
Okay.
What else?
Prior to Kaylee's death.
Stalker. Stalker.
Because of the hyper dog. Was Murphy a hyper dog?
No.
Okay.
He was.
He was?
You all the time. And his nails were so long too. It was very annoying.
Oh, he was?
Was he a little skittish?
Yes.
He was skittish.
He's a spaz.
He's a spaz.
And from what I understand, that's both Jack and Kaylee's dog. So
Gee, I don't know now. I thought Murphy wasn't a barker. Who knows?
You did mention you asked about social media and things like that. I don't know if you're going to get to this later, but
Who the fuck knows? It all depends on who we're talking to.
Yeah, we might as well jump into that then. I was going to cover it later, but no, let's talk about that.
I think, I'm not fully sure, but I know we all friends were encouraging her to do it. Because, again, she was not very, she didn't talk to guys. From what we know, she was very shy.
So help me to understand Tinder. Is Tinder a hookup site?
Honestly, no. I feel like it's more of, this is so terrible to say, but, I feel like it's more of just, a male validation thing.
Oh.
I don't think any of my friends who've ever matched with a guy on Tinder have ever actually gone and, met the guy.
Serious?
Yes, it's kind of just, they'll match, and then it's you're hot. Haha, what's your number? What's your snap? It's just, liking the attention that you get when you match with someone. I don't know. Very weird, but...
No, in a way, it satisfies that psychological need of...
Yeah, I don't...
I guess.
It's, weird going to meet up with a Tinder guy. I feel like after maybe, weeks and weeks of talking, you'll do it, but probably not immediately.
So you and others basically convinced her to get this Tinder...
I don't know if she ever did, but I know I was telling her to do it. I was like, you should just do it for, a Hinge or something. I don't know.
Okay. That's pretty fair. What about any other social media?
She used Instagram a lot. TikTok recently. She was making her TikToks. She liked doing that. Snapchat was main form of communication, I would say, probably.
Okay.
Facebook
Like,
a
we
little
wouldn't know this.
here and there. I mean, just like the normal social media, I guess.
What about the ones that are outside?
Like,
like OnlyFans, Sugar Daddies, some of these
Yeah,
others. I mean, she's a pretty girl.
Yeah.
As are you. I mean,
Thanks.
people are making a lot of money.
She's like too shy for that. I don't think she would have done that.
Okay.
She's also like, she wasn't very confident like about her body either. So I think she also started going to the gym because of that. But I don't think she would have done that. I think if anything, maybe like feet pics or something. But
no, that's what everybody
like,
says.
yeah, like feet pics is probably like the weirdest thing, but the easiest, like less invasive, I guess.
People make money off sharing
Yes.
pictures.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really weird.
Things have changed a lot since
Yeah.
I was younger. Sorry.
Yeah, this is a great interview, isn't it, guys?
In a way, if there are these kind of,
This is the Idaho State Police, guys.
that can give us a lead.
Yeah.
There are some people out there that are extremely good at chasing down IP addresses, the things of that nature. Or, if the person running the account forgets to VPN in and you can follow it back, I mean, just a variety of things.
Oh, yeah, variety of things.
Anything like that at all.
Oh, my God.
I never knew about that.
Oh, my God, guys. 25 minutes in. What have you learned? Oh, my God. Oh my God. Anyway. Welcome, Creamy Rope. I didn't say that. I don't know how much more I could take of this.
Probably not.
Any of the other people in the house?
I don't think so. I mean, I hope not.
Okay.
And it's redacted. I mean, Dylan does, Dylan's a psycho and all, but, she's a he-she.
Yeah, I just really can't see them doing that other than, like, feet pics. So
Feet pics, all right.
I can really see.
Oh, really?
Will, anything?
Nope.
Daily schedule left.
Hey, Will, do you got any questions? No. I'm so glad you're here, Will. This is not, it's not like a quadruple murder case or anything.
I don't remember what kind of company it was, but she was working.
Nobody knows what kind of company it was for.
Marketing or some sort of like accounting thing.
Uh-huh.
I honestly have no idea, but she was working for this one company, and I knew they were gonna move her out somewhere.
They're gonna move her out.
Boston or Austin? I don't.
Boston or Austin?
Okay. Well, we know she was moving to Austin, right?
Okay, yeah. So it was Austin.
Austin, Texas, great town.
Mm-hmm.
Could that have been where the company was?
Well, I don't know. I think it was just like a company that's like all over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you ask her fucking parents? Why are you asking her? I don't know. Why don't you ask her fucking parents? They would know. No? Why are you asking somebody like this? Fucking idiots.
Could she make decent money working from home?
Yeah, I know. She definitely did because she was always buying things.
Ah.
She just recently got her car.
Yeah, she had a lot of money.
She started getting her nails done.
She had a lot of money, guys.
She was getting paid well.
She got paid well for feet pics.
What does she do for work?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but
guys, we can get to a point where we can almost predict the responses at this point, right? Seriously. Man, she was making a lot of money. She bought a new car. She was getting her nails done. Well, what did she do for work? Well, I don't really know. Oh, okay. Right? What the fuck? Oh my God. Is this the whole of Moscow, Idaho? Is this just because this the way they are out there, or what? I don't get it. She was doing really well for herself. She was making a lot of money off the job. Well, what was she doing? Well, I don't know. Okay, Master Nature. Hey. Everybody's entitled to be slow, okay? Thank you, MD. Thank you for reminding me of that. Now look, I used to make a lot of money too, and I sold feed pics, so what? No, I'm kidding. Well, what did she do for work? Well, I don't know. Something on the computer. You mean like selling feed pics? No, I don't think it was that. Well, how'd she have so much fucking money? Well, I don't know. That's a good question, as a matter of fact. Thank you for asking me that. Hey guys, I graduated 2 years later from college. At the old folks home, at the college.
Another thing, she was really good at it. She was getting like shout outs from like the CEO or something.
But what did she do? What was her job?
Yeah.
We went down and talked with her. But when it comes to closest friends,
Oops, we don't pursue that anymore.
Ever since elementary school. Zaina did who's a sorority sister. How about you? You didn't put yourself down?
I mean, I was like good friends with her, but I wouldn't have considered myself like her best friend. We didn't talk every single day. She was just like one of those friends that you can like talk to for like a couple days and then not talk to them for like a week or two and then talk again, and it's like you just picked up right where you left off.
Gotcha.
And I feel like that's how she kind of was with a lot of other people as well.
How about, give me 3 or 4 people that were kind of in that same category of friendship?
Probably like the King Cabin girls that live like right above them in that brown cabin. They were also all in our sorority, and I feel like they were all like that as well.
What's it called? King Cabin?
Yeah. It's like
King Cabin?
Okay.
And the people that live there,
Natalie. Somebody's on.
who else?
Okay.
I feel like Sarah and her probably are not super close, but still she lives there, so I don't know.
Okay. Anything else?
Don't know many changes to her kind of circle of friends recently. Any additions to her circle of friends?
Well, like her new roommates. I say new because she lived with 4, and then she moved out and moved in with Pi, which was different because obviously we don't really hang out with the Pi very much, and so I would say that her moving in there kind of like made her become closer with them.
Was Maddie part of that reasoning, since she and Maddie were so close?
Yeah. I know she really wanted to live with Maddie her senior year, and so that was a big reason why she moved in.
Never discussed any fears?
Stalkers.
Not really, no.
We're going to get to the stalker soon. I got it. Oh, God. I don't know, guys. All right, how about this? We leave it there for now. We come back later. We do more Bianca. I can only handle so much, I think, with this. Oh, my God. Anyway, we'll enjoy our Saturday. We'll pick it up in a little bit later. All right. Hope you enjoy this. Yeah. Cyray's dead. Cyray's dead to us. Again, what our hope for Cyre is, he falls off the face of the earth, and we never hear about this schmuck ever again. That's the hope. Sellout, coward, plant, anything and everything is true with him at this point. He sold his soul for rock and roll. He sold out his credibility. You can't trust this guy anymore. And I do want to get back to Dr. Turvey's interview again.
Process. It's almost the same.
I'm going to get back to this again and watch parts of this again with him. All right. Anyway, have a beautiful Saturday, guys. We'll pick it up later. We might do a later one, guys. But I love you, and hope you have a beautiful Saturday. Thank you for tolerating this, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, babies. All right, babies. All right. Bye-bye. Remember, this is what I'm doing. No, this is what we're doing. This is the truth. That's what I'm doing. That hasn't come out yet, by the way. We'll see. All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.